Any thoughts? Anything you discovered about yourself or the group or performance or circuses? Carmela.
Happy.
You're happy. What did you like?
Everything.
Great. Oh, hi, Harry. Any other thoughts? No, that
I like that there were kids here.
Oh, was there something about that, or remember, I'm an academic. I have to ask more than
Right.
just that. You can't just get away with it.
It's not just I like this.
I don't know. I just it's refreshing. I love working with Sierra, and just refreshing, and there's an openness.
You know, there was something I think it was you said about. No, it's you. It was all
One of the chefs.
But when we were juggling, and we were to anticipate the unexpected, and that's what the kids do. It's always the unexpected.
The unexpected, right? I was also. It's funny. I mean, it's often talked about that the way kids learn is by being in environments where people are beyond them and they go stretch. But I had also the opposite experience, that we stretched to play at their playful level. So I just thought it went both ways in what we were doing.
I had asked Carmelo if it was all right for me to wear this hat, and he said yeah. And then I said, but you know, like people might laugh at me, and he said it was okay.
And did we?
He said, yeah, well, I don't think so.
It's 2 years on it, so.
But I think that, you know, like you need that kind of permission to be laughed at and not be concerned about how you look. And,
no, it's funny. I was thinking, Jeff, one of the questions you asked when we first went into the group was there anything we needed to be safe? And the immediate thought that came into my mind is that I almost said, not to have people not laugh at you. And then I thought, well, that's ridiculous. That's all of what the circus is. I just was thinking that so much what people think they need is to not be laughed at. And it was such a treat to create an environment where it was like you were trying to make people laugh at you. It was just, I found that really enjoyable.
I was thinking about the challenges of having different age kids and how the challenge of creating an environment where everybody at different levels can, because kids at 3 years old are not going to follow instructions, so then what do you do? How do you include that in the environment to keep going? Which, because people are all very invested in having kids follow instructions, so anyway, I think that's very interesting.
I was just going to ask you, Sarah, what was it like? We kept all day telling Sarah she didn't have to raise her hand before she spoke. I looked over at you just now and there you are. What did you want to say?
I wanted to ask a question. You told me that you didn't really, at first you didn't want to have kids, but you decided to. But how was your experience, all the teachers, how was the experience of teaching little kids?
who is that child?
I want to clarify that I did say that when we first started this, I thought it was going to be for adults. And it's not that I didn't want to play with kids because...
To Jeff's credit, he was one of the people who said, let's play with kids.
Thank you. I think, as I shared with you when we ended the first group that we were together, that kids have a lot of answers that adults can learn from when it comes to play. Because you guys, your job is to play. You're very good at it. So my experience in working with the kids, yeah, it's a little bit challenging sometimes when younger people take a different direction. But also, as one moment we had with Henry and his mom Momo, Henry did this sort of discovery moment, as I talk about in Clown, and was he was really, really excited to see something, and he saw it, and then he looked back at his mom, and he ran back to his mom, and I was like, and that's the sort of the important part of clowning for me, is that sort of excitement and wonder and joy and sharing that that work really well. So my working with kids today, I'm really grateful that you guys were here. I don't know what
I think it's a really interesting question. What I like about having young people with adults is that young people give adults permission to play in a way that they don't necessarily. So when you see adults with a young baby, or you see maybe mom with a 3-year-old and they go, and then you don't see them do that with their regular friends. Right? Amazing, right? Because one of the things that happens as I get older, is one of the things that happens to me, is I become more what I call self-conscious. I'm more aware of what people think about me. And that becomes more important, and sometimes that gets in the way of really playing. Because if you're worried about what people think about you, it kind of limits what you can do. I think the challenge of working with young, so that's a positive of working with young. The challenge with working with young people is that they have shorter attention spans. So their ability to concentrate and focus is less than adults. Well, a lot of adults.
What are you talking about?
Because concentration is a muscle, right? It's like a skill that you can build over time. And a lot of adults have spent time learning how to concentrate over a period of time. And so, so those two things kind of balanced out, and I enjoyed it, because I like young people a lot.
Erwin, did you want to?
I think everything Jeff's really covered.
I love music. I love what you gave us.
Yes.
Another level to have that support and that you had us and you carried us and it was awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Also, I thought when we were in a group and we were working for a while and maybe the energy drops, like after a certain, you come in and the music and it's like really second push into the workshops. Not to say, like just to say it helps to give another go.
Yeah, I heard some. I'm sorry, Jennifer.
Oh, just the big thing, one of the big challenges you gave was connecting to the audience, looking, making eye contact and connecting, because I think like a lot of acting is about, let's pretend that this isn't really going on or trying to hide in plain sight. So that was really a challenge, and it's very different, but it's like what makes you. And when we do that, it's really powerful.
We just to thank you, to share in that. One of the things that we talked about this morning, the instructors talked about, was whether or not we should have a circus ring, whether or not we should be performing in the middle of the space, and working with that dynamic of paying attention to all sides. And we ultimately decided that sort of a half circle would be good, but. That's what I love about the circus is that sort of all-around wonder, and wherever you look, there's somebody with whom you can connect, and it does break down that third wall and allows you to share a moment. Did you see that? I was just stoned, or did you see that? That was cool. Whatever it is, it's very childlike.
Actually, there's something that I learned back what you were saying about
Jeff.
about kids and the attention span, is that sometimes kids actually hear what you're saying even when they look and think that they're not.
Yeah.
And so you think that they're not listening, and all of a sudden they have a suggestion off of something. So I kept noticing that with the kids. So it was really interesting too.
I love the other stretch too, that kids do play all the time, and this is a very rigorous kind of play that requires you to learn some skills and work with other people. And so I also love the stretch the other way of having you all, like I thought, particularly Gary, you're a little bit older than some of the other kids, and in our group, in some ways, we didn't make any particular allowances for that you were younger than us. So I just thought there was also, you were working really hard to stay with us. Which I also really like that environment.
I want to say that I noticed when we were doing this that it teaches you a lesson. Circus is not only about making people laugh, it's about teamwork.
Okay, well.
I just wanted to congratulate the teachers in particular, because I thought that one thing that I came away really appreciating is this is very hard work.
Yeah.
And because, on one hand, it may be that adults have greater attention spans, but you quickly learn how unfocused you are.
Yeah.